Hello, hello, hello. All right, come on, motherfucker. I guess you're supposed to ain't curse within the first 30 seconds. Kind of messed that one up. It's a beautiful day to blaze some good. A beautiful day to blaze some good. Would you be kind? Please light mine. All right. That's Beans and Greens, Wake and Bake podcast. Or in this case, just totally baked because I'm fried. I am I am definitely burnt out. I just smoke it all day. But anyway, just wanted to go over some things, working on trying to get you know, get all my ducks aligned, ducks in a row. What the fuck that saying going? Cause obviously, this being the last podcast of day 10 for 100 days to 1,000. So changing shit up, you know what I mean? I changed the thumbnail. I got the little banner that's up there now. I'm gonna change that. It's more an adult looking banner. So I don't know. I don't. Besides, just keep throwing content and doing all the little suggested things and just keep going. I don't know what else I could do. You know what I'm saying? And just keep doing it, right? Shit. Dudes be doing that shit for like 10, 15 years. I wanted to do this 10, 15 years ago. But, either way, I like how I did all the new thumbnails and shit. And then I got some more vids that getting ready to come out. So, I got stuff worked up for that too. It's just laziness as usual. So I think that's like the bane of my existence. Laziness. Not only that, it was just little technical things here and there. But yeah, after this weekend, I'm gonna have a content dump of shit that I was been stacking up that I've been needing to do. So shit, this fucking J won't stay lit. But just to recap, getting pretty far on that song. I already got a name for it. I got a concept for it as far as like videos and stuff. And it's I look at the cast earlier. It stays true to my writing style, and it's not even something I do consciously. It's just sort of subconsciously, sort of this thing where it's it starts off. So it's just like that whole deal of night and day, light and dark, and it starts off real bright and happy and cheery, and you're like, yay, and then it sort of builds up and kind of comes down a little bit, goes up and comes down, and then it just erupts into chaos. That's how I seem to do pretty much everything, and that just comes from because my first type of music that I actually wrote was a metal song. So, I listened to hip hop first, then I started listening to metal, but I started playing guitar before I started making beats, writing guitar songs, then started making beats, and then it's like, yeah, I pretty much be like remaking or like writing metal songs, but or writing EDM songs, but it's like a metal song, sort of just just the way I write it. But anyway, Yeah, I don't even want. I'm looking for the J to finish. I'm already burnt. But so yeah, so now the whole idea is, I think probably tomorrow. Maybe I'll come on tomorrow and I'll just hopefully I finish it. I always go crazy when I'm doing like the EDM stuff. I want to throw a bunch of stuff at it too, but if you listen to it, it started cracking and popping, and that's because it's killing the CPU usage. You know, need more powerful computer, but I know they had this guitarist. I think it was Winterson. And he was like leveraging like his I guess his fame and the fact that people wanted another album from this dude to have him like buy him like a supercomputer where he can use all kinds of shit on it. That's what I need. A damn supercomputer. I don't know. I thought I. So, yeah. So I think the plan will be to find my glasses. Oh yeah, here they are. So yeah, again, the plan will be to go ahead and finish the track, maybe tomorrow, maybe Sunday. Thinking of still trying to do a little marathon for the movies for the dystopic movie marathon because it was we were I was talking about network and what was the other one? Manchurian candidate. Now, the thing is, with these movies, Okay, so let me back up because Friday's segment is primarily dealing with songs songs that I like to smoke to and albums to smoke to and stuff like that. But now I have a movie to smoke to, so that's why I was going into the movie tip. Um, so instead of talking about the songs, today I'm going to go movie, and this one's kind of an obvious one, but just to go back to what I was saying about the movies from the other day's topic, the network and Manchurian Candidate. Um, these movies came out sort of at the same time as the movie I'm talking about today. So there was how the cinematography or their feeling to it that was basically just you know sort of the aesthetic. That's the sort of the term I'm looking for. The aesthetic from that time frame, the '60s, the '70s, the '80s. So these movies hold up to what we deal with now in the sense of um, concepts, and sometimes it's cool to sort of strip down and get away from all the super friggin', the motherfuckers flying with beams coming out their eyes and superpowers and which is actually my favorite kind of shit to begin with. But sometimes it's good to get stripped down. But the thing is, the concept behind these movies is what is the main thing that I'm the concepts is what I'm trying to push forward because even back then, saying that they're describing situations, socioeconomic situations that we're even dealing with nowadays, and even in the sense that all you have to do is maybe change out the names of the players and the politicians and the names of the companies, but it's still the same issues. Nothing has changed. It's gotten better and it's nothing got worse. It's the same. So to bring it back to today's topic being movies that we smoke to, it can also be applied to today, and only in the sense that okay, so the movie I'm talking about is Up in Smoke, Cheech and Chong. I want to do a Cheech and Chong marathon. We just light up, and it's not that the the it's not that the movie you can in the same sense as with the dystopic movies where you can say this is what's going on now. What it is it's the beginning of the culture being out there in a big way. So much to the point now, you know, there are places in this country where it's legal as far as statewide. You know, I mean, like shit. Last year I went back to I went to New York in like January, um, for a funeral, but either way, it was still in New York, you know, and I hadn't been there in almost 20 years, pretty much. Prior to last year, the time before that, I was 21. That was the last time I had been to New York, and I was 47. So 21 to 47. That's yeah, it's way more than 20 years. Shit. Like 26 or something, but it was so ill because everywhere we went, motherfuckers were smoking. You could just smell it. It was just in the air. It was just in the air. It was part of you got pollution, fog, weed, and there were dispensaries everywhere. Like I remember we got to the hotel and now this was like downtown. It's crazy. This is in Brooklyn, so this is downtown Brooklyn. Mad fucking crazy. So I was trying to find it. I can remember it's Empire Dispensary, and I was just so far from it, you know. And New York's a walking city, and I got leg problems, so you know from birth. You know, it was easier when I was younger and living in New York, and I can get around. Uh, and now, shit, I need like a Segway. But I couldn't find it. So, you know, and I was with my family. It was in the funeral. But, you know, and the reason why I was picking Empire is because I was looking for some sour diesel. But my cousin, it was his father had passed away. Um, you know, we chilled out for a little bit. We smoked, and he was a smoker, so we went to the dispensary. As a matter of fact, I had the video I put up on Facebook, but it's kind of disappointing because I thought I was getting good shots, and I got like bullshit shots, and I didn't really get shots of the herbs, and I just got shots in my face, super cheesing, and even then, it wasn't like what I wanted. It was just you pick up a book and you pick what you want, and they come and bring it out to you. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like a display, but it was still walking into a store and be like, boom, and we walked outside. You know what I'm saying? Just went to the car, smoked the L, ate some food. Like, so this is long winded. So this was the beginning of that with the Up in Smoke and all of his teaching songs. Not the beginning of the culture period, but as far as it, you know, as far as it being sort of in the mainstream, as far as, you know, it actually being sort of, I mean, it was a counterculture, but I think that it brought it more to a culture status. I mean, it stayed counterculture for a long time, but for us, anyway, it feels more of a culture, not something underground. And that's what we have now. You know what I mean? I mean, it's everywhere, you know, and that's the one good thing. I mean, there's a lot of good things that California has contributed to the world, but as far as this particular thing, the culture, the cannabis culture, I gotta say, cannabis is above. I mean, cannabis. California has to be, you know what I'm saying, above everybody, really, even Amsterdam. You know, Amsterdam, they were good because, and I never got to go. I don't think I really need to go now anyway, but I still kind of want to go. But you know, but Amsterdam was that you could go there and smoke, and it wasn't legal. It was just tolerated. It was just like they wasn't gonna bust you for it. You know, and in California, it's legal, but there's still things, you know, like a Amsterdam style weed cafe. I think they're just now able to do that. So that's that would be so great to be part of. But it was Up in Smoke. There was um let me I don't know why I didn't even do this. I can just go to look at the let's see. I just look at the IMDb. So we got Up in Smoke, which was in 1978. So that's a 48 year movie. No, 47. It's 40. So I mean the culture was definitely out there. You know what I mean? And it was something that was in the music, and it was not so much in movies in the sense that I think no, really that's where, like I said, Cheech and Chong, brought it to the forefront. You know what I mean? I think they made it more acceptable, even though he was like, "Fuck it, you're gonna smoke anyway, regardless if it was acceptable or not." And I think some of the like for a lot of people, the fact that it's legal now is you know the sneaking around and the secrecy and all of that was sort of part of the fun. So I think people will miss that. But fuck it, I like to smoke. So let's see. So yeah, they have an extensive list starting in '78, going all the way into the '80s. I really thought I've seen a lot of their movies, but I missed a lot. So obviously, Up in Smoke is the main one. That was in '78. Then there's Nice Dreams. That was a crazy one. That one has to go in there too. Now, there's some other ones I didn't see before. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, you got Born in East LA. Hmm. All right. Okay, so there's a couple that I didn't even really look at, like Born in East LA. I'm not home right now. I'm gonna. Those are on the list. We got to do like a whole, like a day marathon type shit, because it's Cheech and Chong. So again, just the idea of from there to where it is now. I mean, I mentioned this on the other podcast. Back when I first started smoking, this is where I was living in Ocala, Florida. We had these back roads that we go down and we could just smoke and chill, and wouldn't have to worry. So we would go back there, get in my car, and I had a little system in the car, right? So what we do is obviously roll up the windows, and we were smoking blunts at this time. So on not those little cigarillos, I'm talking like um what they call those white owls and Phillies, like the fat ones. So we get like a whole cipher of that. You know what I'm saying? Like two, three of them at a time, and we would just light them up, roll the windows up, hot box, and just with the music blasting. Then now, fast forward, now you have like, um, there's a podcast that was basically hotboxing with Be Real from Cypress Hill. You know what I mean? He freaking made a podcast out of this shit. and just dispensaries, and everybody has their own different products, and just all kinds of that you come from that you're able to make from weed, different waxes and edibles, and which is my thing. I'm the edible guy. Anybody need edibles? I'm the guy. I can take requests. I have my own things that I make, but if anybody needs, anyway, edibles. I mean, shit. There's all kinds of like machines you could buy to make like waxes and shit like that, and I mean, so there's, again, like I mentioned before, with this whole YouTube shit, is the personal commerce that you create by creating content and selling merch and things like that in order to make money between other content creators and fans, right? So it's the same thing with the herbs. You can take, what I'm saying, you can get a bag of herbs, and from that bag of herbs, you can create a product that you can sell to the public and live off of it. Pay your mortgage, pay your bills, pay pay your mortgage, pay your bills, same thing. But pay your mortgage, pay your electricity, your car notes, all that stuff, just from a plant. You know, I like the whole alchemy of taking a plant and changing it to something else. You know what I mean? And something greater, which is what we do with plants to begin with. We either eat them, or we can turn around and use them to make things, things to heal us, things to help us understand the world. That's basically lighten up. So that's definite. I'm going to definitely make that a priority. I'm going to set up a all day marathon, but I need to get more people to come and watch. So yeah, man, and it's so sort of I think it's apropos cuss word, because they got a movie coming out and it's their last movie. So man, and them guys look so time's caught up with them. That is for sure. And, and I remember looking at, the movies mad years ago, and then, you see them look so young. And then you see Cheech, he was on some cop show. And then you had Chong, who was on that 70s show. And they still were younger looking, but they were a lot older. But at that time, when they were acting, they weren't doing the Cheech and Chong act. But you still get to see them. And now, they're pretty much, I mean, retirement. And they built a career off of the plant. You know what I'm saying? Not directly, sort of indirectly, promoting and using it and having that be the muse and the inspiration. And that acting they did in all those movies propelled them into these other roles, there were a few other roles. Those are just the main ones that I remember. But like with Cheech, he did quite a few movies, quite a few, and not even all of them were comedic. He was a serious actor, and then to come back to it, and then make a movie, they could just sit back and just chill, and it's all from the plant. It's the culture. That's what it's all about. Beans and greens. The day is long, sun is hot. Might as well smoke if you got some.